And all of these things are going to destroy you. So you could think it's a good look to do that. Oh, this is the story I forgot about. I might have to give another 10 minutes. How many of y'all remember Ebony K. Williams? How many of y'all remember Ebony K. Williams? Ebony K. Williams. Ebony K. Williams is the sister that said, let me see if I can remind y'all. Where is it at? Let me see if this says it on. Would you date a bus driver? This is Ebony K. Williams. I don't know how I could have forgot this one. Let me play this for y'all here. Date a bus driver. You. Would you date if he owns the bus? If he owns it. If he owns the bus, that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. Okay. Because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in society. Ebony K. Williams was asked by Ayanla, will she date a bus driver? She said, if he owns the bus. Ebony K. Williams also said something else about black women. Hold on. What I'm going to tell y'all about Ebony K., which I just found out, is crazy. Ebony K. Williams, black women, 40. Let me see if I can. I'm trying to find this article, what she said. Is this it? Hold up. Just bear with me 1 second. I'm just trying to find this. We're talking about 40. Having this Hold on. Ebony K. Williams made this statement about women are not unwanted. Like women. So what she was saying about, she said black women, because they're so career oriented, that by the time they get Proverbs 6 and 16, let me see. You got on TikTok, you got to put. Oh no, I got my sword, so I can do it. Proverbs 6 and 16. It says there are 6 things the Lord. That's Solomon speaking. All right. So Ebony K makes this link where she says black women, because they're so business oriented, they don't think about relationships until they get in their 40s, and then nobody wants them. Well, Ebony K turned herself into a single mother, y'all. Ebony K went and got in vitro. Ebony K went and got in vitro surgery so she could be a single mom. Ebony K on purpose turned herself into a statistic. Instead of going out there to find a real man, she went and turned herself into a unknown baby daddy statistic. And that's the problem with black men and black women. And the reason why she did that is because she don't want the bus driver. He got to own the bus, which is an idiotic mentality to have, because black women believe that their education is their worth. And your education is not your worth. And because you went out and sought your education, you lost your worth. I want to play something else for y'all. In business for 12 years. Hold on. That's a long time. This is a conversation between 2 black women. That's what we're about to listen to. A conversation between 2 black women. One black woman is going to ask a question, and watch this sister's response. So you've been in business for 12 years. That's a long time. That is. And she's like one of the top natural hair brands, Coils by Nature. It's like a white and green bottle. But anyway, when it comes to other entrepreneurial women, what's going on with women? Why do you think women entrepreneurs are like we're winning? Like there's so many of us. Why do you think that is? She says, why do you think there's so more women entrepreneurs? We're winning, black women. She's saying black women are winning because they're entrepreneurs. That's what she's saying. That's her position. Watch the response. It's a black woman. You got to make sure it's a black woman response, so they won't respect it. Watch. Oh, you're not
gonna like my answer.
Ooh. Please give it to us plain.
I personally think it's systematically done. I think it's systematically done. Okay, so I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack, but girl,
just start from the beginning.
I really believe that, our culture, African Americans living in the United States, we're traumatized. We're a traumatized culture, right? Because of where we came from. Slavery, Jim Crow, systematic racism, all of that stuff, right? So one thing that they did during slavery is that they made sure to emasculate the man, right? And then make the woman powerful, right? And the reason why they made the woman powerful is because we birthed the babies, right? And
watch this. Wait. You see how she said, since slavery, they emasculated the man and made the black woman powerful. Watch how she breaks down. What she says is what we always teach. Watch how she says them making the black woman powerful. What was it, beneficial or was it detrimental? Watch this.
Because of the babies. And we're going to do everything that we can to make sure our babies live. Because that's what the that's right. What animals do. That's what we do. We make sure that our babies live, right? So we're going to be more, we're going to make sure our babies live.
By any means necessary.
By any means necessary, right? And with that, it comes, I feel like, a certain power. I know. Black women are powerful. We are powerful in our own right. Like, we don't need a business to be an entrepreneur to be powerful. We don't need, to be running a company to be amazing. My best friend is a computer engineer for the government. She is fabulous, and she has a beautiful family, beautiful husband, and she's very powerful. But she has her husband. And I just really feel like things are put in place so black women can feel like they don't need a man.
So you think it's designed to separate and conquer?
Absolutely. Because
you see that?
If we don't...
And here's the thing. Black men been telling black women this has been the design since slavery. And you know who fights us for it? The black woman, because she chose the serpent in the garden. When we read Genesis, the 3rd chapter, Romans 15:4 says, whatsoever was written aforetime was written for our learning, that through patience and comfort of the scriptures, we might have hope. When you read Genesis, the 3rd chapter, that's the serpent in the garden going to the woman to usurp authority over the man. And that same serpent does that to our woman. So the serpent is the so-called white man. The woman is the black woman. And we Adam. The only difference is, as the men learn from Adam to not be submissive, to not listen to the woman, let this white man take over us, the woman has chose the white man over us. I'm going to read it. I'm going to break it. I'm going to read it and break it down, and then you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. So now this is and before I read that, Mark 3:27 says, let me read Mark 3:27 because this is important before I read Genesis. So I'm going to read Mark 3rd chapter. This is Christ's words. Mark 3rd chapter, 27th verse. It says, no man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house. So now, if I want to get into it, if anybody want to get into somebody's house, they got to first bind up the strong man. Once they bind up the strong man, Big up to Marcus Julian, man. You got to give me some questions if you got some questions. I definitely appreciate the super chat, brother. Definitely appreciate that. Um, Once you bind him up, now you can spoil you. So now we know binding up the strong man, you got to have a trickery way to do it. You got to have a seductive way to do it. Now let's read Genesis, the 3rd chapter. In Genesis, the 3rd chapter, the Lord gives specific instructions to Adam and Eve. In Genesis, the 3rd chapter, in verse 1, it says, now the serpent was more subtle than all the beasts of the field, which means what? All of the beasts are subtle, and the beasts are nations. But this serpent is more subtle than all of the beasts of the field. That's what this is saying. It says that the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, yea, hath God said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? This is how they get in there. And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. But the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God has said, ye shall not eat it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. So you get with your man. Your man give you instructions. Your man give you do's and don'ts. The white man, though, comes and says, you liberated. You liberated. You independent. I'm going to give you this job. I'm going to give you this education. I'm going to give you government assistance. But the only way you get this assistance, you got to kick that man out the house. That man can't live with you. That's the synonymous to, if you eat from this knowledge, you're going to die. Because what is the knowledge? The knowledge is the information. And so we tell our women all the time, this is how we live. This is how we survive. We live and survive if we do it this way. The white man comes and say, no, you can survive this way. And here's what the serpent said to convince her. The serpent said, and the serpent said unto the woman, you shall not surely die. Black woman, if you separate from your man, you ain't going to die because you're going to be a single mom. You can survive as a single mom. I'm going to give you this assistance. I'm going to give you this job. I'm going to give you this education. You know how many people raise their kids without the fathers in their life? And you can put that father on child support. When the serpent said, ye shall not die, this is what the serpent said. For the God doth know that in the day that ye eat thereof, your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as gods. The black woman in 2024 chose to be a god and separate herself from her man than to listen to her man. The black woman has become one of the most selfish entities on the face of the planet. Why do I say that? When you turn yourself into a single mom, for whatever reason you come up, I can't take this, I can't listen to this, I can't do this, I can't do that. You know who you didn't think about? You didn't think about your children. You didn't even think about your own life. Because when the sister gave the analogy of they removed the strong man and made the woman in charge, and the woman is a natural nurturer, you know why you teach your sons to be submissive? Because you're submissive. So you teach them to be afraid. You teach them to put their head down. You teach them to not be combative. And you're teaching sons to be effeminate. You're not teaching them to be strong. Like when a father comes around, a father is so strong. To the children, all he has to do is just say the word. And the children listen. Your mama got to beat you. Fathers don't have to do all that. Hey, how many times I'm going to tell you? The father said one time, hey, sit down. That bass that you hear in his voice, the children get shaken up by that. When a woman say, hey, y'all sit down, I said sit down. That shit irritating to me. When my mother come with that high pitch, hey, I told y'all to sit down, clean up the room, and do all of that. You can't get nobody who listen. What child listening to that? If you're a single mom and you doing all that, and the children know daddy ain't somewhere in the vicinity, ain't nobody listening. Hey, sit down. But if you're the mother that has a father around, and the children know that they're around, when you say Sit down, I told that. It don't even sound like that to the kids. It sounds like, hey, sit down. Now, it ain't as deep as the man's voice, and you're not even making your voice deep. But they know if they don't listen to you, daddy coming. And when daddy comes, hey, I said sit down. Now, your authority comes from the man. It's not that hard. So black women think y'all made it because you're entrepreneurs, but you're 40 and single and then going the in vitro way. You're going, Ebony K, successful black woman, but a lonely black woman. Ebony K is the poster child for all you black entrepreneurs. All you black women entrepreneurs that was so focused on education, don't need a man, bet you having sex though. All so focused on education, don't need a man, don't need this to tell you. You ain't gonna tell me what to do. What have you done for me lately? You didn't put a ring on it. You didn't do all of that. You're gonna turn yourself into a single mother for nothing.